thing. Yay!
Look at that.
I'm learning new things. Storyteller Citrine! Yay! Hi, friend.
We had an intro video this time.
We did, because it's Wednesday Night Yarn Adventures. How exciting. Oh, is my sound still on? You turn that down. There we go. Okay.
That should be better.
That should be better. No feedback. All right. We are here in the yarn truck tonight. Not outside, although it is really nice.
Very nice outside.
It is really nice. Oh, look, it's all of our fellow Wednesday Night Yarn people who
Yes.
come and visit us every Wednesday night.
Yes.
So, if you guys know what's been going on, we've been working on 28 minutes for 28 days, which is a hashtag/crafting challenge that I've been tackling. So, the goal is to craft for 28 minutes every day in the month of February. And you can go back and watch all of our videos. They're almost exactly 28 minutes long. And so today is February 5th, and we are live from
Junction, Texas.
Junction, Texas.
North Llano River.
On the North Llano River. We drove across a whole lot of oil field today.
By we drove across, she means she drove across.
I'm really tired.
She drove the whole way.
It was a lot.
It was only like 5 hours, and it went pretty fast, but it was a long drive.
It was like 500 miles or something like that.
Tiffany said they got their volunteer assignment today.
Oh, good. Yes. And you don't have to, you obviously pick what you want to do on that volunteer assignment. Yes, if you're interested in volunteering for Eureka Fiber in the Ozarks, let us know. We would be happy to hook you up with some information about that and what that entails. So
it's definitely a lot busier than it was a couple of years ago.
It's a pretty sweet deal for our volunteers, I feel like.
You get a t-shirt, you get to eat on Friday night, some really good food, and hang out.
And you might, depending on when else you help, you might get another meal here or there.
Yep.
So, Tiffany says that Texas is so boring to drive through, and I'm going to have to really agree with that. So today we experienced new parts of Texas, as in the oil field part of Texas.
The south and west parts of Texas.
Oh my gosh, guys. The oil field parts of Texas. I am shocked at the number of electrical poles that exist in that area. It really, I'm like, can we not share? Like, what's going on here? Like, I'm really having a hard time with it.
It's like the per capita electric poles is like 12
to 1 for sure, because no one actually lives there.
Yeah.
So yarn winding. Yes, we'll have yarn winding set up, Tiffany. Yeah. I guess we didn't include that.
We did not. We'll probably try to do a yarn winding station. I would say that is like.
But we'll bring everything. We got it all in the truck.
And it might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually we have at least one person back out at the end. And depending on whether or not we have somebody who can come in last minute, we may have a spot to do that in the venue.
But
well,
actually, we probably won't because we already know some stuff. Yeah. So okay. So Tiffany says that the Texas has their own grid. And it's notoriously terrible. Notably terrible. I agree with that. The oil field was just like next level terrible. Like everywhere you looked, there was a power line. Yeah. And there were like 8 power lines in every direction.
They were just like.
It was just like, I don't understand. And we went on for like 100 miles. It was like forever. Anyway, so we did that today. That was our big fun.
That was pretty much our drive.
So I am still working on my test knit because I have only been getting like 20 rows done a day. Mainly because the allergies are kicking my butt. I don't know what we got into in Bandelier. I guess it was Bandelier, maybe in Albuquerque. No idea what I'm allergic to. But it is. I mean, the best way to get rid of your allergies is to outrun them, right? So
get in the car and drive 500 miles.
I've driven a bunch of miles, so I feel like we're most of the way there. So I feel like it might be on the better side. We don't have to bring a table again. We got that covered too. So yeah, we are we are doing really good with the moving away from the allergies. I can't remember if you did or not. I think I was talking about other things.
I said it in my head.
You said it in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm working on this test knit. It's coming along really nicely, and you can see the rest of it tonight because last night it was really dark. So there's the back, and here's the front shoulder. So if I hold it like this, you can see there's the front, the right front, and there's an armhole, and then I'm working on the left front here, and a feeder door. So it's coming along, and just like I've gone to bed at like approximately 8:30 every night for the last, I don't know, 5 nights. Because like I just can't sit up and say, like, I can't hold my eyes open because they're like glued shut.
Well, and it didn't help that the humidity was like 2%.
Nothing. There's like no humidity out here, which is awesome. And yet my worst enemy, especially while dealing with allergies, because it's like, I'm dry, and yet I'm still being, I'm like oozing from every pore. And still not being able to be hydrated. So super fun. We're gonna disinfect the entire truck. Don't worry, I got you covered, guys. We're good. So a week ago we were in Albuquerque. It snowed that day, and we were telling you all about the giant grapple that we saw.
That seems like it was 5 weeks
ago. It was seriously forever ago because we've done so much stuff. If you've been watching our videos, then you might know about that. If not, we're going to do a nice little recap tonight just so you have a chance to catch up with us. So every Wednesday night, we do this lovely Wednesday Night Live Yarn Adventures, and you get to catch up with me and Dean, Yarn Adventures Extraordinaire, who ride aboard Evie, the yarn truck, all over the country. We started the Wednesday night thing last March, right after we finished our first 29 minutes for 29 days, which is every day we pop on and we basically craft or do something crafty for about 30 minutes. So, join us in your endeavors. So what did we do last Thursday?
And we do that every day of February.
We will continue doing this every Thursday.
Kind of do a recap like this.
Yes. So we'll do recaps on Wednesdays, and you kind of get the big overall picture. So
Thursday was when we set up at Fiber Arts on 4th.
Yeah, I taught all day.
You taught 2 sections of mending.
I did.
And they were both packed full.
They were. I had 10 in each session. Great students. We covered a lot of stuff. We had a really good time.
And I was out on the truck. We had a few people. Your students came out and shopped. We had 2 or 3 people who kind of dropped by. But for the most part, it was a day for me to kind of get some inventory in and get things straightened out on the truck, and which is very valuable.
Yeah, it is. And then what was nice, though, is that we had to hang out at Fiber Arts on 4th, which is a brand new yarn shop. They opened back in, I believe, like September. October. And so the Baskets of Africa is based out of the same location. So that's the U.S. distributor for all those really cool African baskets you've been seeing at all those really cool fiber festivals you've been at. So I don't know if anybody has them this weekend. I don't even know if I have any on the truck, but they're super great. And they are all handmade in Africa. I will say shout out to our fellow yarn truck, Frogget Yarns. They carry quite a few of them on there, and so if you're looking for one, you can always check out their inventory. And
they're super giants, or some of them are, so
yes,
you can carry lots.
You can put lots of yarn in there. You know who else makes really good baskets? Baskets by Laura. Yeah. Baskets by Laura. This is going to be like a sponsored post all the way around. Okay. Baskets by Laura, who will be appearing at Eureka Fiber in the Ozarks. So don't forget to check her out. She's got openings in all of her classes this year. So if you are looking to make a basket from the beginning to the end and
she's
put it
teaching 5 different classes.
5, guys.
5 different baskets. And
yes,
a couple of them are getting full. So
yeah,
definitely get in if you want to take a basket class from Laura.
So the EurekaFiberInTheOzarks.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you all at the beginning of the month you get tired of us talking about that.
Okay. Well, it's also the month before the festival. We're 5 weeks right now, and so 5 weeks before the festival, and basically Dean and I organize 98% of it.
And it just kind of like, so this is about the time where it tips from like, oh, the festival's so far away to like, oh, holy crap, the festival's coming like right now.
It's coming so soon, and so we have to like actually do stuff with it. And so like today we're sending out vendor email or volunteer emails and catching up our teachers on how many people in their classes, and then our vendors will get. They just got an email a couple weeks ago.
We have 226 class seats sold, which is more than we had only last year. We still have a whole 5 weeks to go.
Hi, how's it going?
Let's see. Something to say about thinking about last Thursday. That's it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so we had a really good time there, but the shop is super great, and inside the shop is the Natural Twist, owned by Ruth Baldwin, and she is a longtime member of the New Mexico fiber arts community. She has a mill out at her farm, and she used to have sheep and alpaca babies. She does not anymore, but she does mill quite some fabulous fiber. And she also has a full selection of natural dyes and all kinds of things. Snowing in Minnesota. It's like 70 degrees here.
Yeah, it's like 80 degrees.
Yeah, it's like 80 degrees here. It's like craziness. So yeah, it was really great to see her shop set up, and she's got a full complement of weaving supplies and spinning wheels, and I am just thrilled that they are making this happen.
It's a fun shop, and they have a big classroom space, and they're doing good things with it.
Yeah, it's going to be even bigger. They're expanding their classroom spaces. So it really is going to be a fiber arts center, and we're really excited to partner with them in the future. And we've already made plans to come back next year. So, Albuquerque friends, you've now met us. You've seen the wonderfulness of the Yarn Adventure Truck, and we would love for you to let us know where you'd like us to come back to next year.
Yep.
So,
we're planning on making a round through New Mexico about this time. So
mainly because it's
January.
70 degrees down here, and I don't like the cold that much. So. Hi, Alice.
So Friday, we stayed at the same place on Thursday night that we had stayed.
And then we got up and went to.
We drove up to
Los Alamos,
and I got to be a science nerd.
He did.
For the day.
Do you have any pictures of being a science nerd?
I mean, not on my computer. Okay, I guess I could pull them up.
Okay. He was a science nerd. We went to the Bradbury Museum.
The Bradbury Science Museum was like really, really good. I was very impressed.
It was pretty neat.
And of course, what happened?
Sorry, I dropped everything in my foot.
Los Alamos is famous for being one of the Project Y of the Manhattan Project sites. And so I got to go to the Bradbury Museum. We walked around a little bit. It was all pretty fun. I read a few books about the Manhattan Project just from the sciencey side of things.
A few is an understatement.
A few, just about that. I've read a lot about nuclear science and physics, things like that.
We own way more books about that, about sciencey stuff, than we do about yarn, which is kind of impressive.
But I got to go and see these places that I'd read about in person, and it was a lot of fun. We actually, after that, drove out and camped.
First, we went to the yarn shop.
Oh, yeah, that was
We got to talk about the. That's why I'm trying to get my yarn out. Okay, I'm trying to get yarn.
I couldn't tell. It looked like you were tearing the truck apart from the inside out.
You guys we got this really cool bag.
You couldn't see what she was doing, but it was like every time she moved, things would drop to the ground.
Okay. So we went to the Bradbury Museum, and that's their bag that they had for their goodies, because Dean got a new T-shirt that he promptly wore on Sunday.
I got a Los Alamos National Lab T-shirt.
No, that was
apparently we were just talked about at Amazing Thrills.
I love that. That makes me so happy. Okay, so we went to Close Knit Yarn Cooperative in Los Alamos, which is a cooperative yarn store owned by its members. And I was really happy to get some local stuff. And one of the members is Joy Gaitha, which she was popping on and off a couple of weeks ago. Tiffany says no calling out Dean's book.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I picked up from Joy. This is her fall 24 collection, and this color is called The Good Earth, and it is loveliness, and I believe it's just a wool, just 100% wool. That's all. I don't know anything else about it. And then I also from her got this lovely No, it's not. It's not from her. It's from the other person that we saw. This is Enchanted Sky Enterprises. And I don't, Jill Health. So this is, let me see that. Yeah, he gets to call it my stash because this is what I'm showing off. Yeah. So I got I got 4 ounces of baby Surrey here. Look at that Surrey. And the fluff is just coming off everywhere, guys. So I'm gonna actually blend these two together with the help of my friend Q at some point. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, you're gonna like card them.
I want them carded together. I want to make a bag out of this because the Surrey is a tough spin. I didn't know that until the other day when I was at Oxford.
Yeah.
And I was having a tough time go at it. And then also from Enchanted Sky, we got this lovely pink, and this is also a baby Surrey, I think. Yeah, so this is 16%. The Sakura collection, which is 90% baby alpaca, Surrey, and nylon. So it's a fun 2-ply yarn, and I'm really excited to play with it. And it's super bright pink. So those are going to be really fun to play with. I'm really excited about these goodies. If you get a chance to go up that way, check out the Close Knit Yarn Cooperative and say hello for us.
And we were actually just walking around. We had gone to the museum.
Yeah.
And we walked by, and Katie was like, "I wonder where the yarn shop is here." And we
literally
just,
there
saw
it
it in the next 5 seconds.
You guys want to see a cool sticker Dean got?
Oh, I need to put that on my laptop.
Yeah, here it is. This is the sticker he got. So this is Oppenheimer, and it's backwards on the screen. It says, "We have no hope at all if we yield in our belief in the value of science." We believe in science in this household, guys.
Pertinent these days.
Just letting you know that, okay? So after that, also we got Ella a new book. It's called Scientist, a parody on Brown Bear. And it has Madame Curie, and there's George Washington Carver. Oh, who's this? Woo.
Woo.
Yeah.
Experimenting carefully.
I have no idea who some of these people are. I need to read up on them. Anna Manny.
Meteorology.
Very cool. So we're going to give this to Ella, and hopefully someday she will be a really cool scientist, too. Just like her Uncle Dean.
If she wants.
If she wants to be. She can be whatever she wants to be. I'm not going to make her be a scientist. She doesn't want to be. Okay, so after that, we went up the mountain.
Yes.
Kinda.
So I mean, Los Alamos is already pretty high.
We ate at this place called, it's on top of a mesa.
Big.
No, we ate at this place called the Wolf and Mermaid.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We had a sandwich and coffee there, and I got some whole beef from there. Delish. So yeah, it was really good. I'm very excited about it. And then we went on over to
Bandelier National
Monument. Oh my God, how cute is this little squirrel logo, right?
Yes. Albert Squirrel? Was that the
yeah, this is the Abert's.
Abert Squirrel.
The Abert Squirrel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Bandelier National Monument, I'm going to read the little thing on here because it's a good thing. It protects over 33,000 acres of rugged but beautiful canyon and mesa country, as well evidence of human presence going back over 11,000 years. Petroglyphs, dwellings carved into soft rock cliffs, and standing masonry walls pay tribute to the early days of culture that still survives in the surrounding communities. It was designated a national monument on February 11th, 1916. This park was fantastic.
Super cool.
Definitely in the running of better than some of the national parks we've been to.
Yeah.
And we've been to 28 now, so this one is way up there. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Got to do a hike where
we did.
So that was actually the next day.
Oh yeah. But and I also got the sticker there.
Friday night we camped at Juniper Campground, which was just boondock, no electricity, no water.
No, we had electric, didn't we?
No.
We
didn't have any plug-in or anything.
Oh, it was really cold. It didn't matter.
It was very. We did have a heater, but I got the telescope out. I got 3/4 of an Andromeda galaxy.
It looks so good.
Saddening to me because I couldn't get the.
It looks really, really good.
3/4 that I did get looked really good.
Yeah.
But I had fun doing that.
Yes.
And then we got up on Saturday.
And we took a 3-mile hike.
We did a 3-mile hike up through the canyon and up into some of the ancient dwellings. And there was not very many people there.
No.
I mean, we saw
it was a Saturday. It was
10 people.
There's maybe 20 cars in the parking lot, something like that. And this really nice visitor
and
center.
It was chilly.
Yeah.
When we first left. I mean, it's not cold, but it was chilly. And we got to hike all the way through there. It was about 3 miles.
You have to go up into the cavettes and like climb the ladders up there, and it was really cool to like picture it as a bustling village. There's like 500 people live there. Just eat like 400 in the rock walls, and then like 100 out in the valley.
I thought they said 500 like down on the thing, and then 400 up on the.
Oh no, I thought it was 100 and 400.
Anyway, a few hundred people.
Several hundred people.
And it was really cool. We'd never seen anything.
We learned all about the ancient Puebloan and Puebloan ancestors. So they were really cool. And so I think a lot of people our age, especially, so like millennials, grew up reading in their social studies books in like 4th and 5th grade, all about these cave dwellers and the mound people and that kind of stuff. And the cave dwellers were often referred to as the Anasazi, which we then found out was actually it's a
Navajo word, which means enemy of ancestors of my enemies.
Yes.
And so the preferred terminology is to refer to those people as ancient Puebloan people.
So now you know, and now you can use the correct terminology.
Yeah.
And we were really excited to learn that.
Yeah.
It was really a great hike, though.
It was
and
really fun.
We woke up the next day really, really sore.
Yeah, and it was very weird because it was not like a hard hike.
No, not at all.
We kind of rated it pretty easy at the end.
We did.
And then, the next day we were like, oh, kind of sore.
So,
that was when we drove back.
We stopped in.
That's when we ate at Pig and Fig.
Where was that? Which city was that? White City?
No, not White City. It had white in it.
White Rock.
White Rock. There you go. Yep.
White Rock, and that was coming down off the mesa. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pig and Fig.
Really
get a chance to eat there. Really good stuff.
They had a great breakfast menu, but we got there about 11:30 and we had not eaten anything, and so we ate
and
lunch.
hiked 3 miles.
Yeah, we hiked 3 miles and hadn't eaten anything, so we had pasta.
Yeah, we had had pasta, and it was really great. And then we headed on into Santa Fe.
And that was when your allergies really started.
And it was about time my allergies started to like really kicking up. We think that I also had a little bit of altitude sickness for the whole week.
Yeah, you started kind of feeling bad.
We were sitting in about 5,000 to 7,000 feet. Yeah, elevation and dehydration.
Yeah.
Definitely. I had a little bit of that altitude sickness.
We got up to it was like 7,200 up at Juniper Campground.
And so now and I guess I got extra. Wasn't defending it off very well, and so now I'm paying for it with my allergies. So. Yes, but it was like 5,000 to 7,000 feet basically is where we were sitting for most of the week, and
so we came on Saturday after we ate. We came all the way down back to Albuquerque.
Yes.
And
no, we went to Santa Fe first, and we went to the yarn shop.
I was gonna say on the way we went to Looking Glass Yarns in Santa Fe.
I got this really fun gradient dye, and this is a Polworth and silk blend, 60/40 Polworth and silk, and then I also got this bundle from Cat Mountain Fibers. This is Kim, and you can see it's a whole bunch of different yarns.
Sparkly.
There's 10 different 8 different mini skeins in here. They're 50-yard mini skeins, and they're all like fingering weight, but they all have different compositions. So like there's like mohair, and there's like a bocal, and there's sparkle, and there's some nep and single ply. They all coordinate because they're all dyed in the same pot. So it's kind of like looking at how dye takes different colors. And I'm going to work with Q on this, and we're going to make something from it.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to weave something, because I think that's going to show off the yarn the best. A couple of years ago, Cat Mountain Fibers Kimberly was at Eureka Fiber in the Ozarks. We get to meet her. She's super awesome. And she's from Colorado, and we really enjoyed getting to interact with her.
Yep.
She helps run a festival in Taos called the Mountain and Valley Wool Festival.
And it's put on by the Mountain and Valley Wool Association.
Wool Association. MAVWA. Yeah.
That's almost like Yat Fall Mal.
Yeah, we're not going back to those days. No Yat Fall Mal for me. Anyway, so I don't know I think it's gonna be a gradient spin for me. I'm not sure yet. I haven't figured that out, but it's gonna be really awesome. And yeah.
Let's see. So we drove back down and stayed in Albuquerque on Saturday.
We stayed at the KOA.
We stayed at the KOA, which Laura, who
owns Yarning,
where we met on Sunday, I actually worked there before.
I worked there, yeah. It was really cool.
So we got up on Sunday and went to Yarning.
Yes.
And had a great day. Super busy. I mean, it was
great.
I'm not downtown, but like
it's in Nob Hill, and so it's in like a smaller cultural division of Albuquerque.
Very populated area, and it was very busy. We had a hard time getting the yarn truck back exactly where we wanted it. Really but there ended up being room because none of the shops around her are open on Sundays. So there ended up being plenty of room.
She does some really great pop-up events, and she does a lot of events of hers that she does on Sundays. So you can come out and sit down, and the weather was absolutely gorgeous, like 65 and sunny and light breeze, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And we really enjoyed hanging out there, and I still had a headache from elevation, so I'm sure
you were feeling not great.
I was not feeling super great, but the event itself was fantastic, and so we were really excited about coming back.
We ate at this little place that was
next door.
the
just pharmacy,
like a block away. FARMACY.
Super good. What I did eat was super good.
They had really. I wish I could have tried more things from their menu.
Yeah.
Really
so yeah,
maybe
next year. So then we went ahead and headed out to. We were gonna stay in Clinton Corners after we were done there, and that did not happen.
Klein's
Corners. Whatever. Anyway, it's the point where 285, US 285 meets I-40. And there's a very large RV park there and a couple of service stations. And the RV park is advertised as first come, first serve, and which we totally understand. But then like as we're getting closer, they're like online reservations, and we're like figuring out where the online reservations are. So we get there, and of course it's full. So we backtrack about 20 miles, and we stayed in
Moriarty,
New Mexico. Apparently, it's a hotbed for filming.
Yeah.
For doing like Western films, like 310 to Yuma. Yeah. And The Good, the Bad, and Ugly. Yeah. And
it was interesting. They had a bunch of pictures up at the hotel.
At the Quality Inn that we stayed at, apparently they host a lot of the crews for these places, for these films. And so
but also cool. Like, other they had like the Avengers and
it was like
any of
these places that need like these crazy mountain like desert scenes.
New Mexico-y scenes. Yeah. It was definitely New Mexico-y out there.
We also went past Camel Rock Studios.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently that's a Netflix studio or something to that effect.
I don't know about Netflix.
I thought you said something about that. Or Netflix is out there.
I don't think anything about Netflix, but
I thought you read something about it.
Movie studio.
Anyway, sounds pretty cool.
Studio.
If we were really into movie production, maybe we would know more about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not. All right, so we went there, and then we left from there and went to
Monday.
We drove to Roswell and had lunch. Roswell was interesting.
Everything.
There was absolutely nothing. I mean, nothing for the 200 miles between Moriarty or Klein's Corners and Roswell. I mean, like, there's two small towns. There's Vaughn and the other look of a town that I don't remember the name of.
Starts with an E. Edgewood.
Anyway, Edgewood. Okay. No, Edgewood's closer to Albuquerque. Anyway, we drove through these tiny little towns, and they were like literally like 10 people on either side of the road, and that was it. And then you kept going, and there was just nothing.
Yeah.
We saw trains. We saw lots of desert. We saw lots of cactus.
And we were on our way down to Carlsbad. Mm-hmm. We were actually on Monday. We were gonna go to the park and to the visitor center, but then it took a while to get down there. Katie wasn't feeling that great, so we just went to we
stayed at a RV site
park
in Carlsbad. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was all right.
It was all right.
It was there. It had electricity. We got to run the air conditioning, which is great because it's 80 degrees outside. And we got to dump, which was also great. So
we
always a plus.
Stayed there on Monday, and then on yesterday we went in. We got up and went to Carlsbad
Caverns National Park.
And if you ever go to Carlsbad Caverns, definitely take the natural entrance.
If your health will allow you.
It was.
If you are in any way out of shape,
okay, and
take it with a grain of salt.
Not necessarily out of shape, because it's
like have any injuries.
Like you're going downhill, like you walk up to the natural entrance and you can see the cave, and it was like 700 feet just down a bunch of switchbacks.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you keep going.
It's like a 20% grade.
And you keep going downhill for like a mile.
Yeah.
And so it's like downhill for a mile. And so we're not kidding when we say
like that. It's not like a cardio exercise, but it is. If you had any mobility problems, it would be challenging.
It really would. I agree.
So I would not recommend that. But they have an elevator that goes down into the cave.
And there's so it's 1.2 miles from the visitor center all the way down to the big room.
Big room, yeah.
And then it's another 1.2 miles to do the full loop in the big room. So yes, the big room is that big. You can actually it's a mile walk around it. So it's pretty cool. We really enjoyed that.
We walked in from the natural entrance. We walked all the way down. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We talked about doing at Bandelier, like we had never done anything like that. We have been in some caves before, but this one was different. It was big. Mammoth Cave is also big, but it's kind of like, you just walk in from the outside, you're already in this ginormous, like, oh yeah, you can host a football game in this cave.
I mean, there were stairs and stuff, but you could
this was.
It was not like that at all.
It was almost like you got the feeling of like being far down in a cave without actually having to like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting, but some of the formation, there was a lot more different formations.
Yeah, there was a lot of different formations.
The stalactites and stalagmites were like crazy. Yeah.
Back in the honeymoon days, we went to stopped in at Wind Cave in South Dakota, and we got to go down in that one, and they have something called box formations,
it's actually made differently than the other cave. A lot of like limestone caves in this country and around the world are formed through sulfuric acid. That's water dissolves sulfuric acid or carbon dioxide in the air and the soil, and creates a mildly acidic fluid that dissolves the limestone. This one, I don't remember actually how Wind Cave was made, but there's a lot more. There's solid rock in the matrix.
It was more like the sea levels just dropping slowly over time, and so the rooms are very small. And if you're claustrophobic at all, it's not a cave for you.
It's just like walking through a house,
Yeah. There's small rooms, and then they have this really intricate boxwork, like rock formation right above your head,
and it's like it looks like a corrugated cardboard box.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah. And so every cave we've been in has been very different, and we did get recommended to go to the Merrimack Caves.
Yeah. We haven't done that one.
We haven't done that one yet, so that'll be fun. We drive through there all the time.
We do, yeah.
We should do that sometime.
But I like this one, I think, better than Mammoth Cave. It's hard to compare it to like Wind Cave because it was so different.
Yeah, and then there was Jewel Cave too.
And Jewel Cave, we didn't spend much time in Jewel Cave.
No,
we just kind of went down and came out, but
they weren't doing big tours that day.
But yeah, Carlsbad is definitely you should totally do it.
Yes.
And the good thing about this time of year is the weather's great. It's not quite so hot. The bad thing is there's no bat. Like they don't do the
bat tours. You can't watch the bats come in and out because they're migrating or hibernating away.
Yeah,
hibernating.
So
yeah,
another time for that. But it was a very cool hike.
Definitely worth it. And it was all self-guided. They do more interactive tours after Memorial Day, I believe, throughout the year. So we camped last night at a BLM, which is a Bureau of Land Management campsite. Essentially what that means is it's an undeveloped set of
just government-owned land that they mildly develop by meaning they put a road dock to it.
Yeah. This one was actually really nice. They had a really level site. They had cleared everything. They had a pit toilet, so we could use it if we wanted to.
They had like an overhang that was about the size of our truck. We wouldn't quite fit under it, but it was
a shelter,
a pavilion thing for each site.
With a picnic table.
And a grill.
And a fire pit, which is like kind of unheard of. And every site had its own trash can. which is also kind of fun to
Yeah.
do with the BLMs, and it was all free, which is even
I think
better.
that one
Yeah.
campground had more trash cans than every other
I've never seen as many trash cans.
together.
But there's no water, there's no electric. Yeah. You know, we brought in all those things if we wanted them. So last night we actually, I don't know if you watched us last night, then you saw us chatting with people who were coming up and around. And they actually came back and did some stargazing with us.
I got the telescope out last night, which the pictures I got were sort of a bust. I haven't looked at the videos yet, but
got some planet videos. It
was I basically did just a little like star programming thing and talked to people. That we had like 7 or 8 people over there, and our next door neighbors,
Nomadizens,
and Ike, the Nomadizens.
The Nomadizens. Yeah.
They traveled with their black and white cat and orange cat. And,
Gus and Pumpkin.
Yeah, and we talked to them for a while actually. Yeah. They seem like our kind of people.
We really enjoyed visiting with them. Yeah. And they told us all about their travels. They are full-timers as well now. Yeah. And he's loosely related to the healthcare industry and works from mobile office. And so that's pretty cool.
He worked in IT for Epic, or for a contractor that carries
works
Epic.
with Epic.
But yeah, and so he was working during the day when we got there, and we just got to hang out with them in the evening.
It was really cool. Traveling yarn, hey. Yeah. So yeah, we've had a really, really good week. And this morning we said bye to them and we packed it up and we drove about 450 miles, I think, today.
Yeah.
I like that it was 400-ish miles in about 5 hours. And that can tell you that we drove on some roads that are just flat and straight, and there's not a lot going on.
Not a lot for sure.
I don't know. There was some pretty good hills. And we had like mesa country.
Yeah.
But I-10 just goes like straight down the valley. Like it doesn't go up and over. It just goes like right to the middle. So that one's fun.
But I would say we're close to hill country now.
Mm-hmm. We are definitely close to hill country. We're actually going to stop in tomorrow and say hi to our friends at the Rogue Skein before we head on to Corpus Christi and Port Aransas. We will be at
Yellow Rose Fiber on the coast.
Yellow Rose Fiber on the coast. And that takes place at Port Royal Resort on Port Aransas. And I'm sure that they still have condo rooms available. Sure. And if you reserve under the, like, say you're with the Fiber Festival, the rates are ridiculously good. Like $129 a night for a 2-bedroom condo. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat it.
Very spacious 2-bedroom condo.
Like, and like 2-bed, 2-bath. Like, everybody gets their own bathroom.
And you just you walk out the back and you walk down.
And you're on the beach. Like, it's great. So we'll be out there. So tomorrow we're going to be coming live from there. Yep. We're
actually hosting a little get together in our room.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. People might be tired and stuff and not be there, but we're gonna have, if people want to come by our room tomorrow afternoon.
Same time, same place, 7 o'clock. We'll be on all the platforms. Of course, you can always check us out as well on Blue Sky and on Tumblr, and Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Your Adventure Truck. So I think that covered everything.
It took us 38 minutes to get.
Don't forget, we are still doing 28 minutes for 28 days. So be sure to hashtag your stuff and show me what you're working on for this month. Okay. All right. Happy crafting, guys. We'll see you soon.